Hey guys, no Bush today. Welcome back to the channel, and today we gotta talk about some more Duma stuff. I'm sorry, I know we've just gone from Duma to happy to Duma. Look, I take it as it comes. How I feel at the moment, how I feel what's going on. I gotta talk about it. Now we're going back all the way to title update 1. I'm a bit late on this one. Yes, I did cover Mizu a couple weeks ago, and the video was pretty good in my opinion. Check it out in the description if you want to see that video. Now, the interesting thing was, there were some people who did dislike the video, but in the comments, there wasn't any real critiques of what I was saying. People agreed with what I said. It's just in the end, they still liked Mizu regardless. There wasn't actually anyone combating what I was saying. It's just that they didn't like the fact that I didn't like Mizu in Monster Hunter Wilds. But this video isn't going to be my Mizu. The reason I'm saying that is, in this video, if there's anything I'm saying that you don't agree with, or you think is not fair when it comes to the game and it comes to this title update, feel free to leave a comment down below. Let's talk about it, because I like to see what you guys have to say. But yeah, man, this is no script. This is just me chatting, all right? Because title update 1, I'm not a fan. Honestly, I'm not a fan when I think about this title update and the fact that pretty much 3 of the things in this title update, I'm going to leave Mizu aside. 3 of the things in this title update were basically things that felt like it should have been in the base game. The Grand Hub, Zoh Shia, Arena Crest. Now, the Grand Hub was a weird one because going throughout the game, people are saying, where's the hub? There's no hub. People are actually thinking at first, oh, maybe there's not a hub because every area is a hub. Every area is a hub for you to hang out in. Well, that wasn't the case because literally around the same day the game came out, Capcom came out and said, yo, there's going to be a hub. It's just going to come later. And then people were thinking, oh, maybe, the hub's not there right now because, it needs to be tied into some end game stuff. People go there for the end game, which also isn't the case. To be honest, yes, you do get access to the hub later on in the game, in the latter portions of the game, which is totally fine. If that was the case that they wanted to make it so you can only get there later on in the game when you've actually reached the progress to get to the map, then they could have done that. They could have waited until you got to Suja, go to the Grand Hub. They could have done that. They've done this before. It's not the first time. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Yes, the game I like to bring up quite a lot because it's goated. What can I say? In that game, there's 2 hubs. You got the main hub, the first hub you can go in whenever. For Hunter rank 1, I think to 8. After 8, you get to go to the other hub, the stronger hub for the big boys, the G rank hub. They've done this in Monster Hunter 4U. They've done this in 3U. Not really in 3U actually. It's a bit different in that game. But they've done this before is what I'm trying to say. Where there's a hub and then there's a bigger hub that you go to. Maybe not on 4U. You guys down below need to correct me on that one because it's been a while since I played 4U. I might be wrong on that point. But GU 100%, there's 2 hubs. And they pretty much just lock it behind you progressing through the game. They could have done the same in this game, but that's not the case. It's just that it wasn't ready for release. That's why it wasn't there on release. And it just rubs me the wrong way that so many of the additions to this first title update were just things that missed the release because Capcom wanted to release this game early. They needed this game to come out when it came out, before the financial year ended. They needed it to reach the numbers they needed for that 10% growth. There's a video, and you guys can watch it down in the description. I think it's Belly Learn News. They had some information on Capcom that the reason Monster Hunter Wilds released when it did, even though it wasn't ready, was because they needed that 10% growth year on year, and they didn't have that. They didn't have that, so they needed this game to come out when it did to boost it above its threshold. And they reached it. Monster Hunter Wilds helped them reach a big success, 10 million already, which is cool for Capcom, but as a player base, it just rubs me the wrong way that they were willing to release a broken game that's still not running correctly on PC. It's still a mess. It's been downvoted to hell on PC, mixed reviews still, because of how bad it runs. There's so many people who said they still can't play the game stably because the game is garbage. There was times for me where literally I have such a beast rig. My PC costs about what, 2.8 grand UK pounds. In dollars, that's probably like what, three and a half grand or something like that. $3,500 or $3,500 as you say in the US. Big money. Alright, top of the range. And even for me, there was times where I was stuttering. The frames were freezing. Like, I would go through glitches where in the map it would just stop to like 2 FPS to 10 FPS, and it would stay there. It wouldn't clear up. It would just stay there. I had to shut the game off and then restart to play again on streams. It was captured on streams. It was captured in streams. I'm gonna try to show you right now to let you guys see that. Holy shit, I'm lagging like crazy. What the fuck?
Yeah, wait, how the hell are you already there?
Yo.
Do I just create begin field survey, yeah?
You can just run up there and fight the monster. I'm fighting them right now, but I My game is dying right now. Fucking wilds, man. Honestly, fucking wilds.
Bro, I see you lagging the fuck out. It's crazy.
I told you this happens to me randomly, man.
Yeah, you were saying I never actually deeped it.
And it doesn't go away until I restart the game.
Serious?
No. Seeing this type update really pissed me off because it's like, it's such a spit in fans' faces. I feel like, at least for me, maybe some people, they accept it, fine. You can accept it, that's cool. But for me, it's a spit in my face. Because the game was announced. The game was announced for that date. And they knew how broken it was. But to fit their shareholders' needs, they decided we need to release this game regardless of the state of the game. Even now, you still can't invite your friends to your lobby. Last time me and Shibs were alive, I think this was like two weeks ago or so, I couldn't invite him. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And it's weird. These weird bugs that you feel like 2.5 months later, these should be fixed. In fact, they should be in a game where you're supposed to be playing online with 16-player lobbies. Inviting people to your lobby would make sense to work within it, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Maybe now in the most recent update they fixed it. If they have not, I don't know what to say about that one. That's just weird. It's just weird. So instead, you need to find the lobby ID and join them by the lobby ID, because joining your friend doesn't work. It just doesn't. It's just strange. These are things, definitely in this type of game, where they're pushing people to play together. You should expect that to work on release, but it does not work on release. It's a shame. I don't know if that's a crossplay thing because I'm on PC, he's on PlayStation 5. I don't know. I don't know on that one. But my boy JR, he's also on PC, and I believe it didn't work for him either. So it's possible it just doesn't work. So it just rubs me the wrong way when I see the title update. 3 of these things, we didn't even finish off Arena Quest. Arena Quest should be in the game from the get-go. There is no end game indications, there's no OP stuff that you can get from this, none of that. It's just an Arena Quest. Why was it not there on release? I don't understand it. There is no reason for it to not be there on release. Now, Monster Hunter Rise, I do believe it was also not there on release. I do remember it not being there on release, and I thought that was weird too. It's strange. I don't know why they're going for this way of drip feeding these mechanics in to keep people enticing and playing their games. I don't consume games like that. I know some people do. I don't. So I'm going to complain about that in that fact, because I don't think it's good practice as a game developer to drip feed those type of features that should definitely be in your game at the get-go. Obviously, Arena Quests are tied to the Grand Hub. So I guess, yeah, that's why if at the Grand Hub you can't have Arena Quests, I guess. Which is a shame. It's a shame. And that's not even all. There's one more thing I want to talk about. One more thing that does piss me off even more. But first, let's go to Zoh Shia. Now, Zoh Shia, this one was interesting. This one was interesting because there was a lot of people were saying, Zoh Shia, maybe they're waiting until the end of high rank. You know, they're going to add some loads of story into it when they bring it back. All this thought process, all this. And then Zoh Shia just turns up. Oh, okay. Oh, maybe there's some story. You see Zoh Shia in the game. Oh, no story. Oh, somehow it's back. It regenerated or some shit. Kill it again. After you kill it, done deal. No extra story, none of that. Yes, we get the armor, which looks sick. The weapons look cool, they look great. I love to have that skill unique to the weapon. That's cool, that's great. But it's just so funny and ironic that everyone was like coping. We were all coping that the reason Zoh Shia was not in the base game was because they were going to do more to Zoh Shia. But then they bring Zoh Shia and they don't do shit more apart from your usual weapons and armor. Which, yeah, that's fine. That's what you expect. But like, why aren't you fightable in the base game before title update 1? Like, why? It's because the game wasn't ready. The game released unready, and it pisses me off because it's like, I can't feel good about that. There's no way I can feel good about that as a person who's buying your product, right? Who's consuming this product. I'm your consumer. I can only react to what you give me, and you basically gave me shit. You basically gave me a game that's broken, not optimized, run that crap, and then also say, yo, the game's not ready, this new stuff is going to come later. Yeah, fair enough. People say, oh, this is why you shouldn't buy games on release. You shouldn't buy games with it. They're putting out this product. They're the ones doing this. Alright. And as they bring out a product, consumers should be holding these companies accountable for them putting out broken games. We shouldn't have the standard of expecting these games to be broken. We should not. So maybe it's on me. Maybe it's on me. Maybe I shouldn't buy games, big AAA games on release anymore. Maybe I shouldn't because they're broken. Maybe I should wait a couple months until they're at a better state. But even then, I still enjoyed my time. Like, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy my time. I had a lot of fun playing the game. But it just rubbed me the wrong way all the way through. And even now, knowing the situation around it, it pisses me off. Because you could have a slam dunk, but instead, I feel like you're just taking a dump on your fans, on me. I feel like I've been taking a dump on at this point. That's what I feel like. And I think a lot of people on PC feel the same with how bad the game runs and how badly optimized it is. People were screaming, saying before the game came out, this game is gonna run like garbage. And I said, you know what, guys, wait until the game comes out. Let's see the reviews. Let's see what people have to say, and then we can judge it. The game came. This is funny. This is funny, and I don't want to out anyone. I don't want to out anyone. But the game came out. The review said it was fine. The review said it was fine. And then when the game came out and it was broken, then all the reviewers said they don't know what happened. But a patch came out, and now the skills don't work. The game's not working as well as it did. And I'm like, really, nigga? Because it's been like 3 months later, and the game is still broken. The game is still not running optimally. Where every patch, we need VRAM improvements, we need issues with crashes, we need all of this. So like, it's very hard for me to believe, like almost impossible for me to believe that it ran perfectly before for reviewers. Like I can't believe it. It doesn't factually make sense. 3 months. 3 whole months to fix issues with a game. But apparently one patch before the game came out suddenly broke everything. No. That does not compute with me. Personally, I do not believe it. I can't believe it. I can't, okay? I can't. I'm sorry. And it's annoying right now. It's so annoying because, like, you hope these games come out well. Now, Capcom did a similar thing with Rise. They came out with a game that was rushed. It was broken. It wasn't as busted when it came to functionality and the gameplay, mostly because of they were building for one system. They were building for the Switch, dedicated for the Switch. Now Capcom seemed to be pretty good at optimizing for consoles. Not the best, but much better than PC, 100%. If you're playing on PS5 or Xbox Series X right now, I'm sure you're having a good time amongst on the wilds. Even during the start, I'm sure you did. Even though I remember Shibs did have some issues time to time. But overall, I didn't see too many people have complaints about those versions. It's just the PC version. So when it came to Rise, the Switch version ran as well as it could on the Switch. As well as it could, because you know the Switch isn't as powerful as a PS5, a Series X, or even a PS4 or Xbox One X, okay? It's not, alright? We already know that, it's factual. But regardless of that, they released the game without the end game boss Allmother. I remember that day, they gave out the title updates of what to expect. They said finishing up the story, and I looked at that and I was like, huh, that's interesting. But I didn't deep it too much. I don't know why I didn't deep it. I was like, you know what? That's a bit weird. But let's see what they have to say. And people were flaming it. People were like, what the hell does that mean? The game came out. We're fighting, what's it called? We're fighting Nawa day in day out. People were not happy. And even though Nawa was a good fight, it was fun. I was like, you know what? This is kind of lame. It's so anticlimactic at the end that you don't even really get a full realization of what happens next, because Nawa falls down the ground, she's on the floor in the hole, and then you're like, okay, what happens next? And the question's over. You're like, okay, cool, let's rinse and repeat, my boys. Let's go. Round 2, round 10, round 165, because that's what we got. And then finally they came out with the new Allmother, which was great. It was cool. Allmother's sick, but it also didn't make sense when it came to how it worked, because the hole wasn't there. Ibushi came, and then you have to fight Ibushi, and then you have to fight Nawa, and then like it was weird, even though it was cool. See, now boy Ibushi getting munched up on by Nawa becoming Allmother. I see, it was thirsty, right? Ibushi looking real tasty, Fair enough. That was funny. I can't lie. That was pretty cool. Good fight. It muddied the water. It muddied the great fight All Mother and Nawa and Bushi brought for us in the end of the game by decisions, corporate decisions to release the game before the financial year. Monster Hunter Rise came out 26th of March. Back then, I also blasted Capcom on that. No, not good practice. They're doing it again. It's going to be a continuous trend. It is going to be a continuous trend. It's so evident now that they're going to be more willing to release broken games, and it's sad. It's really sad. Dragon's Dogma 2. Another broken game. Another one. And I love Dragon's Dogma. Why are all my favorite Capcom IPs coming out broken? Like, come on. Like, please, Capcom, come on. The shareholders have Capcom by the balls right now. The developers. Like, the balls are being squeezed for these games to come out before they're ready. And the games are suffering. The fan bases are getting annoyed. And yes, there's portions of the fan base who are happy about it. And if you're happy about it, sure, be happy. But I cannot be happy about games coming out broken and it being a standard, because at this point, it's a standard. Monster Hunter Rise, Dragon's Dogma 2, Monster Hunter Wilds. Even Monster Hunter World on the PC also came out broken too. It's a shame. It's a big shame, and we need to see less of it. We honestly need to see less of these broken games. Definitely, when you're gonna push this as a title update, as if we should be happy that we're getting these stuff that should have been in the base game already. And as I said, Mizu, I already talked about before. I'm not really gonna talk about it today, but if you want to know quickly what I thought, I think Wild's Mizu is the bitch. A shallow of the Zoh Shia himself. But watch that full video to see my full opinions on that one. But that wasn't even the main thing. Oh, I mean, okay, to be honest, I've kind of mixed up two videos together now because I was planning on doing two videos, one on this title update a while ago, and then I saw that video from that news channel yesterday, yesterday meaning Tuesday this week, and I was pissed. Tuesday being 27th, by the way, I was pissed. I was like, damn, this makes me sad. Okay, I was more sad than pissed. I was just sad. I'm like, they're so willing to release broken games to reach their financial goals. The shareholders really have Capcom pinned against the wall, saying, we need these games now. The devs 100% knew they weren't ready. They 100% must have known it's not ready. 100%. And then the game sells 10 million. And then it's like, wow, yeah, this is going to happen again. I don't think they're going to learn from this. They're not going to learn. So maybe it's me, guys. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe people like me are the problem, you know, picking up games day one. Maybe I need to stop doing that, you know. You have faith in a developer. You hope that they're going to deliver. And yes, the game's fun. I've had fun, 100%. 80 right now is pretty good. Like, I think it's alright. I think it's pretty good. The collaboration looks pretty damn sick. Not going to lie there. No complaints. No real complaints. But, like, it's just the whole premise of everything else just ruins it. Ruins that title update feeling. It really does, and it's a shame. It's a big shame because I don't want to do him like this, but I feel like I'm kind of forced to do him like this. I've made 170, 80, 200 videos on Monster Hunter Wilds alone. Do you know how many videos that is? How much time, investment, how many streams, researching, getting things together, editing, all this stuff. So you cannot tell me that I'm just wanting to hate. No, I've never done that. I will never try to do that just to hate. It's never been what I'm about. Novel Bushido, this channel isn't about that. If you follow me for a while, you've known that. And even if you didn't, you can just have a quick look on the channel and see the plethora of videos of the Monster Hunter Wilds, the plethora of Monster Hunter Rise. Even though I also have problems with the game, I still love it. And my streams are Monster Hunter Wilds. So it's not like I want to doom on it, but my feelings are doomerish. All right, I don't want to get, I don't want the doom to overcome me, but like these situations are building towards the incoming doom, and I don't want it to happen. But I never thought it would happen. You know, before Wilds, I was actually questioning this might be my favorite game. This might be my favorite Monster Hunter game. Monster Hunter G, my favorite of all time. I was actually contemplating it, like, wow, this lance is pretty damn sick. I like the weapons, I like how the game plays. I'm interested in the mechanics and all this stuff. But it's fucking GE. Like, it's gonna be hard to beat GE. But I was willing. I was like, you know what, it could do it. It could do it. I'm not gonna say where it is in my tier list right now. You're gonna have to wait for my review. Or catch me in one of the streams. You know what? Why not? I would say it's around the middle. I don't dislike the game. I think the game's good. I should say I think the game's good. I'll keep it there. But the issues surrounding it, like the start update 1, just muddies the water for me and makes it harder to feel excited about that issue that they started off with. It really does. It really does, and it's a shame. But that's not even all. One of the other things I noticed in that title update showcase, they showed something, and I was like, wait a minute, that's weird. I was streaming at the time. I had my face on stream. So I'll put it in the background right now. Maybe I did a reaction to that. But what they did was the weapon poses. Now, I thought about this for a long time. That's the actual thing that made me want to make this video like months ago, but I just haven't had the time to make this video. Now, this is the second Duma video out of the trilogy of 3 Duma videos that I got planned right now. Now, poses. When I saw this, DLC poses, I was like, the fuck? Because when I was playing Monster Hunter Wilds, you might have noticed my videos, and maybe you've noticed other YouTubers' videos when they're making sets. The poses were the same. I was trying to come up with cool little images for my launch set videos of holding the launch in different ways, but unfortunately, when I was playing the game, I noticed there's only one basic weapon pose for each weapon, and I was like, this is strange. But I didn't think too deeply about it because I thought maybe eventually they'll add in more. Well, they did add in more. But the more is paid for. It's DLC. And I was just like, come on. Really Capcom. Monster Hunter World, it was paid for as well. A big shame. Because then going into Rise, they made it free. Poses were free. So it's weird. World is paid for. Rise is free. And then Wilds is paid for. Why is it paid for again? Why are you paying for these poses that were free in Rise? And I guess it's interesting why they changed it from World to Rise to be paid for to not paid for. To be honest, not too sure. I mean, it's great. You know, I applaud them for it. You know, I think it's great. If Capcom, when they give us stuff like that, I'll support them 100%. I bought Monster Hunter Rise 3 times. I bought it twice on Switch. I gave the copy to my cousin. You know, shout out to my cousin. You know who you are. And then I bought it again on PC. I bought World twice, Xbox and PC. And I bought Wilds once. But sorry, overall, what I'm trying to say is I was more willing to support Capcom with Rise around that stuff because of that free stuff they gave us. They gave us those poses, which is great. But now we're going back to paid poses. And I don't think anyone's talking about this because it's such a small thing. But it really highlighted itself to me a lot. Because when I was making those videos and I was trying to find new poses, there was no poses. I'm like, where are the poses? I've seen these poses before. I'm pretty sure they exist in Rise. Where are they now? Well, they're paid for. You gotta throw money at the screen. You gotta put down your credit card, debit card, wherever. Send a check. If you're broke, you get your mom to pay for you, whatever. I don't know. Get your sugar daddy, sugar mama. I don't know what you've been doing in your personal life. Get someone to pay for your poses. Because we got a style in this game, you know what I'm saying? These monsters need to know. And these people in the Forbidden Lands need to know us hunters are stylists, alright? But unfortunately, you gotta pay for it. And that's a shame. It's a real shame. Definitely, even more so when you introduce this in Title Update 1, and 3 out of the 4 main things in Title Update 1 should have been in the base game. So it's sad. It makes me feel sad. Honestly, it makes me feel sad. It does. Now, laggy, I'm not going to talk about laggy. It's not a part of Title Update 1. I don't really have any opinions on that yet. As we get more information on laggy, we can talk about laggy. But it's such a shame. Honestly, it's such a shame. The scenario and how they deal with title updates in this game. And the patches of fixes, stability fixes. Like some patches, the game runs better for me. Others, it runs worse. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I start to crash a lot in the last patch. I think I crashed like 3 times on stream. Like, hard crashes. Like, literally broke the stream. It was crazy. And it was unexpected.
Quest got cancelled, didn't it?
Oh, but the server's still up.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm seeing everyone that was in the lobby.
Okay, my game just crashed now. What the fuck? Yo, was that Monster Hunter Wilds is literally like blowing up on me now. I haven't had any issues in a while, and I guess it doesn't like me today. But I can't start a new lobby. Server issues? Because I never got stunned a single time in that hunt. I got stunned like so easy. A bit weird. Oh, my game crashed again. What the hell? So it's a shame. It's a big shame, honestly. I expect better. Unfortunately, we don't have better on releases. I mean, you can only release a game once, right? Monster Hunter Wilds was only released once. Yes, they could add so much content later on, add so much for us to do. Fine, cool, that's great. But that's not going to take away from the fact of how they initially released the game on PC. And they released it in a dog shit way. And that was fair. I didn't make a video before the game came out talking about strictly bashing Capcom on performance. I said I'll wait until after we'll talk about it. And I hoped Capcom would fix it in time for the game's release. It was not fixed. It was not fixed. That HD texture pack, 4K texture pack didn't work well at all. Freaking blew up PCs. Like, my PC could barely run that shit. And my PC, I got an XTX 7900, a 13th generation i9 processor, 16 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. Might be 24 actually now, I can't remember. Basically, I got a lot. But even for me, it was struggling. It was struggling. So I just can't imagine some of the other people and how their performance has been with this game on PC. It must have been terrible. And it's unfortunate because it shouldn't be that way. We shouldn't be happy about devs releasing games this way. We should not. Yes, the games can be fun. We can enjoy the games. That's fine. That's great. Say you've been enjoying the games, but also tell the companies, please fix your games before you release them, or at least fix them to the best of your ability before you release them. Because Capcom could have delayed this game 100% if they really wanted to. But of course, they need to reach that financial goal to keep their shareholders happy. So here we are. Here's the scenario. 3 months out and the game still isn't in an acceptable state, I would say. When it comes to performance, they still need to work on it, and they know they need to work on it because every patch, I'm seeing VRAM fixes. My guy needs some VRAM fixes. This is not a review, guys. It's not a review, okay? Just me talking about Title Update 1 and also about the performance of the game. Those two things. And also Capcom and how they're treating their games on launches. Like, it's not on. It's not on. A review's coming later on. Now, I don't hate the game, guys. I don't know how many times I have to say this. I don't hate the game. I like the game. I think the game is good. But that's not going to stop me from talking about what I don't like and I won't accept when it comes to game releases. And it's not just Capcom. I don't support game releases, broken game releases from any developer. There was this instance, I think around 3 or 4 years ago, there was a game I was playing. There was 2 games actually. Firstly, there's this game called Dungeon of the Endless. Now, Dungeon of the Endless is one of my favorite indie games on PC. I played it to heck. Probably like 200, 300 hours right now. They released it on Switch. I bought it on Switch. I was playing it. The game was broken. It didn't work properly. It was crashing. I was in constant conversation with the devs trying to help them fix it. Like, yo, this is an issue. Someone's going here, talking to supporters. What it should work like, because the game was given to a port company to work on the game. So they're just working on, I guess, the specs they get from the main company and how the game needs to react and how it needs to be in parity of the main version. But it wasn't like that. That game was an inferior version to the PC version just by bugs and missing features and missing things working. It just wasn't working as well, or even well in general. And I had complaints. I talked to them about that. I even made videos of Dungeons of the Endless on this channel back 5 years ago, before I started doing Monster Hunter content, like, properly. And it was a shame. And that wasn't the only game. There was another game, Star Renegades, one of my favorite indie roguelike games. Loved the game to death. 300 hours on PC. I think on Switch I had about 200. I first bought on Switch It was great. I had so much fun, but then it started crashing, like all the time. Crashes. Could not play the game. And if you know roguelike games, if it crashes, bye bye. The save data is gone. Restart. So because it was crashing so much, they had to do fixes. They needed to do so many changes in the game, and I was in constant, constant communication with them, sending them screenshots, sending them videos, all the time. The game was still broken. It came to a point that they gave me a free copy on PC, so I played the PC version instead. It was good there. It was fine. So I played the PC version, and then they came out some patches. It did work on Switch. And then as I was playing the game on Switch, I kept playing it, and apparently I played the game too much. I played the game for about 200 hours, and then it started constantly crashing and wouldn't stop crashing. It just wouldn't stop. And at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm done with this game. I've tried to help. I've literally been a tester for you guys, been a supporter for you guys for free, basically. And the game was like doo-doo. It was like garbage. Absolute not acceptable. And then I just went to the PC version and I played the PC version. Even though the PC version is also broken too. It's less broken. Fair enough. And I guess it's just sad for me because in the end the devs kind of didn't finish off their roadmaps. They went on to a new game and that new game isn't doing that well anyway. So it's ironic. It's ironic. So it's just sad. Honestly, it's just sad. So I've been there before. Broken releases, I've supported them. I've tried to help. And after that experience, I was just like, no, I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm not accepting broken stuff anymore. I'm not. I even remember making a video saying, guys, the game's a bit broken, wait for a bit. Hopefully they'll fix it. I mean, it's still broken. I mean, as far as I know, I'm not going to touch the Switch version. I know the PC version is still broken. So if the PC version is still broken, then the Switch version is definitely still broken. 100%. I just work around the brokenness in the game because I know how to do that on PC. It's much easier. So yes, it's a shame. I've seen this before, not just in AAA games, I've seen it in indie games too. And it's a bad trend. That definitely when games are getting more expensive, they want us to pay more for games that are coming out half-baked or broken. And I can't accept that. I can't support that. So I've been buying less games recently, honestly, guys. I know now I'm just talking about random stuff. I've been buying less games. I used to buy a lot of games. On my Switch, I think I have about 200 games. I used to just buy games. Literally, I just buy games just to try them out. See what they're about. But then after those situations with devs like that, I was like, you know what? I can't bother anymore. I'm not buying games like that anymore. Same with PC. I was just like, you know what? I'm good. So I think I'm quite happy with buying less games and being more cautious with my money going forward when it comes to games in general. Because I don't want to buy broken games anymore. I don't. Yeah, I really don't want to buy broken games anymore. It's not. It's not good to support games like that. It really isn't. Not just for games that I like, but also games I don't like. You know, can't support them. So guys, I'm sorry for that. That was a bit of a rant going into so many more areas than I thought. But what can I say? Magnum on his theme, it gets me going. All right. I feel like I'm in a fight right now. But yeah, let me know what you think down below. Was I too harsh? Was I not harsh enough? Was I fair? Was I unfair? Let me know down below what you think about the situation too. Yeah, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.